Hey, what's happening guys, Chris here, and today I'm going to be going over another gun in Battlefield 1, the Martini Henry. Not the drink, but in fact the Scout class's level 10 weapon, and by god is it a weapon. So the Martini Henry was actually a single-shot, breech-loading, lever-actuated rifle used by the British Army. It's a pretty early gun, being one of the oldest weapons in Battlefield, first being produced right the way back in 1871, at the Royal Small Arms Manufactory at Enfield. The Martini Henry used the drop-in block action first developed by Henry O. Peabody, though it was named after two designers which worked on the gun, Friedrich von Martini, a Swiss engineer, along with the Scottish gunsmith Alexandra Henry. And it fired the 577-450 Martini Henry cartridge using 85 grains or 5.5 grams of black powder. With the gun entering service in 1871, it was used in quite a lot of the following battles, including the Zulu Wars in 1879. It's been estimated that up to 100 million units might have been created, and several different variants of the gun were made, including a shorter carbine version, along with shotgun and harpoon models. Bit of trivia for you, but the harpoon gun used by Quint in the 1975 movie Jaws was actually one of these weapons that originated from the Martini Henry rifle. Although its production ended in 1889, because of its power and reliability, the rifle still made its way into later conflicts such as World War I, which fits in nicely for the game. It was used in a variety of different roles, mainly as a reserve weapon, but it was also issued to aircrews for attacking observation balloons using specially developed incendiary ammo. And Martini Henrys were also used in the African and Middle Eastern theatres and battlegrounds throughout the Great War. Even though its design is dated, the gun was even said to be seen in the hands of soldiers in the Soviet-Afghan War, which took place over 100 years after the rifle was first produced, all the way up in the 1980s, making it a very successful gun as far as usage is concerned. Now, with the history lesson over, it's time to see where the gun stands in Battlefield 1. It's a rifle that can be used on the Scout loadout, though you'll need to get to Scout rank 10 in order to unlock it, which can be done over time by playing as a Scout soldier, and doing general things such as getting kills, assists, going for objectives, and stuff like that. There's only one variant of the rifle available, which is the Infantry Variant, which means it's going to play out in a similar sort of way to the other infantry rifles, using iron sights, with a higher recoil recovery rate than other non-infantry rifles. But anyway, let's delve into those stats and see how the Martini Henry compares to the other Scout weapons. As far as damage is concerned, the rifle's going to deal 90 damage up to 20 meters. From there, it'll increase up to 100 from 30 meters, reaching the Martini Henry's maximum damage output. 100 damage will be dealt from 30 up to 80 meters, which is where it'll start to decline, down to 70 at 140 meters, down to the gun's minimum damage output. So basically up to 30 meters, unless your target has already taken damage, the rifle's going to take 2 bullets to kill. But from 30 all the way up to 80 meters is the Martini Henry's one-hit kill sweet spot, allowing you to take down anyone within said range in one shot. But beyond this, the gun's going to get weaker, and it's going to take 2 bullets to kill after 80 meters, meaning the Martini Henry is a really strong weapon against enemies at medium ranges, but not so much at those very long distances. The fact that you can take out anyone within 30 to 80 meters in just one shot, which I should say is the largest one-hit kill zone of all of the Scout rifles, is pretty epic. The Martini Henry is an extremely powerful weapon. Let's just say that it feels like you're firing a frigging cannon whenever you pull down on that trigger. And just like the drink, it's going to mess people up. Anyone caught within the Martini's firing line at medium range isn't going to be walking away, as it's going to kill in one shot every time, boasting an insane amount of stopping power at these mid-range distances. Though despite having tons of power behind each of those rounds, the Martini is by no means a long-distance sniper, with one of the lowest damage readings at those very long distances, along with a pretty low bullet velocity of just 440 meters per second, which is going to make it even harder to trace targets at range 2. Not that you'll be able to accurately hit anyone across the map with those iron sights effectively, but if you do, it's probably not going to deliver that knockout punch that you were expecting. Because the one-hit kill zone starts at 30 meters, this means that you won't be able to easily take down fully healed opponents at close range either. And although they'll be heavily wounded, they'll still scrape through, giving them an opportunity to gun you down. Although the recoil of the gun is absolutely bananas with that massive vertical kick of 10, which is 5 times greater than most of the other Scout rifles, it won't really matter much, as you'll have to unscope to reload after every shot anyway. Which nicely leads me over to one of the Martini's main negative traits. One of the biggest weaknesses of the Martini Henry is definitely the speed at which it can fire off those rounds. It can only shoot 24 rounds per minute, and because you can only load one bullet at a time, you're going to be extremely vulnerable in between shots. It takes over 2 seconds to reload your next round, which means that hitting or missing your target can quite often be do or die. In those closer ranges, you're not going to be able to put down the other player in one shot in most cases. So I definitely advise getting used to switching over to your secondary pistol for finishing them off. You'll inflict 90 damage with the Martini, meaning one bullet from a pistol should be enough to put them out of action. I'd say that faster firing pistols like the From a Stop are probably going to be the best choices to use for these scenarios, as you're going to get more bullets out quicker, ensuring that you'll be able to kill the other guy and survive that fight. So in conclusion, the Martini Henry is a bit of a risk-reward kill or be killed kind of weapon, as if you miss your shot in a one-on-one gunfight, you're going to be temporarily left with your pants down, making you easy pickings for your opponents. But land that shot successfully, and you'll do tons of damage. You're going to have a lot of power in your hands, being able to kill in one hit over pretty much all medium ranges. Though it's not completely reliable up close and at long distances, plus you're going to have to be pinpoint accurate if you want to do well. But with some patience, quick reflexes and a good aim, you can destroy lone targets whenever you use the gun within its effective range. And in the hands of a skillful player, the Martini Henry can lay waste and dominate almost anyone it comes up against on the battlefield. So that's all I've got for you in this one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by slapping that like button, and be sure to subscribe for loads more content on Battlefield 1 and other games too. Take it easy, and I'll see you in that next one.